welcome back to my channel. I'm going to be showing you guys how I got this purple glitter cut crease makeup look. So let's go ahead and jump into this tutorial as usual. I'm starting off with priming my eyes using the Makeup Revolution Concealer in the shade C12. I get asked a lot if I use powder to set my concealer, and I do not, because I feel like my eyeshadows turn out a lot more pigmented when I don't set my concealer. I'm just going to go ahead and apply that onto my eyes as well as carve out underneath my brows, and then apply my tape. That way I get a nice clean look once I'm done applying all of my eyeshadows. The first shadow that I'm jumping into is from Colored Raine. This is the shade Purp Smurf, and I'm applying this onto the crease using a Morphe M506. I'm going to be using this brush a lot in this tutorial. I bought several not too long ago because I'm really loving this brush, so I'm going to be trading it in between shadows. I'm basically applying this onto the crease and winging it on the outer corner, so that way the eyeshadow kind of extends with the cut crease that I'm going to be creating later on. The next color I'm going into is called Cute from Colored Raine, and I'm going to be using this shadow basically just to blend out the edges of that dark purple that I just used. Then to really deepen up the crease, I'm going into the Juvia's Place Magic palette, and with the shade Ife, I'm going to go ahead and apply this onto the crease as well. Don't be afraid to go back in with that same brush that you will use to apply Purp Smurf to blend out the edges of this darker purple eyeshadow if you need to. So now it's time to cut our crease. I'm going to go back in with my Makeup Revolution concealer. This one is in the shade C1. I always use this shade to cut my crease because it's a lot lighter than the shade that I use to prime. And I'm basically going to wing out the outer edge of my cut crease as well as the inner corner of my cut crease. You're going to see a curve on both sides. So I'm just making sure to go over where my eye folds on my crease, and then taking the concealer and winging it out on the outer edges. For the lid space, I'm then going to go into the Violet Voss Flamingo palette. This color is the shade Bikini, and it's this really cute like shimmery lilac color. And I'm going to pack this onto my eyes using my finger first, then using a smaller brush to get the edges of the cut crease. Now I'm moving on to eyeliner. I wanted a nice bold winged liner for this look. I'm going to start off using the Pretty Vulgar ink gel liner with a small little angled brush from Sigma, and I'm basically just using this to kind of sketch out the shape of my eyeliner. Then to bold it out, I'm going in with the NYX Matte Liquid Liner, and this is also going to smooth out any bumps that may have formed from the gel liner that we used before. I'm using two liquid glitters from OPV Beauty on the lid space. The silver one that I use on the inner part of the eye is called Come Sunshine, and then I added a purple glitter. It's kind of like a lavender color onto the lid, and that one's called Champagne Fantasy. While the glitter is still damp, I'm also going to use the Mermaid Scales glitter in the shade Royal Amethyst and just pop that onto the lid using a lip brush. Next, I'm going to go ahead and start prepping for lashes. I'm adding mascara now just to make sure the lashes blend in really well with my natural lashes. And the falsies that I'm using today are from Bold Face Makeup, and these ones are in the style Lash Trance. I'm going to pop these on using a pair of tweezers and then go in with my lash curler just to press my natural lashes and the falsies together. So I'm going to pause with the eyes for a second and move on to skin. I'm going to start moisturizing my skin using the CoverGirl Vitalist Go Glow Luminizing Lotion, and this one is in the shade Daybreak. Then to prime, I'm going in with the Cover FX Blurring Primer. I absolutely love this primer. It makes your skin look so like flawless and smooth. So I'm just applying that onto all the areas that I typically have like larger pores. So for me, that's on my forehead and mostly on the inner part of my cheeks and nose. Then for foundation, I'm going in with the Becca Ultimate Coverage 24-Hour Foundation in the shade Maple. I'm not really sure how I feel about this foundation. Like, I love full coverage foundations, but this one I feel like is a little bit like too heavy. I probably will mix this one with other foundations in the future, but usually when I do full coverage, I prefer it to be like more lightweight, and I feel like this one just felt like it's like a little too like heavy on me. But I'm gonna go ahead and try it a few extra times just to see if maybe I can work with it. But because the foundation is a little bit more on the heavier side, I went in with a lighter concealer, like a lightweight concealer. So I used the Laura Mercier Flawless Fusion Concealer in the shade 4N. I pretty much use that to highlight all the areas that I typically do, so underneath my eyes, along the sides of my mouth, as well as the bridge of my nose. Then to really brighten the inner part of my under eyes, I'm going in with the ColourPop concealer in the shade number 32. Of course, you want to make sure you set everything with a powder, so I'm using the RCMA No Color Powder. This is one of my favorite powders to use because it's truly translucent. You don't get any like type of flashback with this either. Then to bring back some warmth into the skin, I'm going in with the Black Radiance True Complexion Contouring Palette in the shade Light to Medium. So I'm gonna go back in with the eyes now. I'm basically just smoking out the lower lash line with all of the colors that I use on the crease. So I'm going in first with Purp Smurf from Colored Raine, then blending that out with the shade Cute, then smoking it out a little bit more using Ife from the Magic palette. On the inner corners, I went in with one of my favorite pigments from Peaches and Cream. This one's in the shade Pixie. It has a really cute like pink pigment to it, so I thought it would be perfect for this look. So I'm just using a small little brush to pop that into the inner corners to open up the eyes a little bit more. I haven't used blush in a really long time, but I really wanted to try this blush with this look. So I went in with the Juvia Coquette Blush Duo. I took the darker of the two shades and I just pretty much applied that onto the tops of my cheekbones. Then right after, I'm going to go ahead and start working on my brows. I'm going in with my Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade in Ebony as usual. Before I go in with highlight, I want to make sure to spritz my skin using some Mario Badescu Rosewater Facial Spray. I'm using my little fan just to kind of dry it down a little bit, and then I'm going to use the Anastasia Dream Glow Kit, and I'm taking two shades from the palette and mixing them together. I'm using Ethereal and Magic and applying that on all the high points of my face, so the cheeks, a little bit on the bridge of the nose, forehead, the chin, as well as the Cupid's bow. Then last but not least, I want to go ahead and fill in my lips using a lip color. I'm lining my lips first using MAC's Plum Lip Liner. Then to fill in my lips, I'm using Jouer's lip creme in Terra. And you guys already know I love a good lip gloss, so I'm going over that using Nicka K's Diamond Glow Lip Gloss in the shade Beauteous. But that's pretty much it for this look, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. If you did like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and hopefully I will see you guys in my next tutorial.